What's up, beautiful people? In this video, I will be showing you all how to square foot prepare your in-ground garden for the garden paradise that you desire. Let's go! What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 What's up, beautiful people? It's me, Ricky Jones Jr. back again for another grades video. And like I said, we'll be preparing the in-ground garden, okay? And I'm going to be preparing it in a way that I prepare my raised bed gardens many times again, and a way in which has been successful. Now, obviously, I'm going to make a little minor tweak because it is in the ground, which is a different element as opposed to raised beds. However, I'm going to take you on a journey so you could do it too. All you will need is measuring tape and then something that you can use to like space out or mark each square foot, okay? And so for those that don't know, square foot gardening is a way in which you can space out your garden so that you know specifically where things are growing, how many things you could grow in a space, and just keep everything nice, organized, crisp, and you know, a great presentation, okay? And so, like I said, bringing that element out here is what I'm gonna do. And as you watch, I will share with you all the different tweak to the trick that will be beneficial to you all as well, okay? So if you are new to the channel, if you would, please click that subscribe button. I promise you, you will enjoy everything that you see on this channel and the things that are to come. Let's go! All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is extend the measuring tape out so they can go all the way to the end of the area in which I am using for my in-ground garden, which I believe that's going to be it. I do recommend having some gloves because you never know when you have to pull some weeds or anything like that. But I know, I just like to keep my hands nice and clean for my wife and kids. Alright, great people, so after I had the PVC pipe, I used the long ones you can see at the end, the first two, and I realized how ridiculous that was going to be and how that was not going to last and sustain. So I took the PVC pipe and I cut them down to about 7 inches, knowing that I was going to put at least 4 in the ground so to be nice and sturdy and steady, and then I just used a hammer to knock it down in there from there. So of course, at every foot mark, I put down another PVC pipe. Now, this is what I had in my home. Obviously, you can use whatever works for you, just so you can denote what each space is, what each foot is, and the list goes on, okay? And so that's what you see going on here. Now, the cool thing is, which is going to be in the next frame, here I took then the measuring tape and went all the way out. Well, I literally did, which was further than I could. I realized then it was a 16-foot measuring tape and I extended it. But anyway, from this point, what I wanted to do and recommend you do is just to make sure that your posts are lined up. And so I had to move back the covering and things like that I already put down to kill the weeds and such, just to make sure everything lined up, because it will be necessary as you pursue and continue to do what you're doing. And so at the foot mark, I just made sure it was all lined up, and then, you know, boom, 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 1, 2, 3, knock it out. And so again, it'll all make sense once you start gardening and growing. And as you can see, I put a little space in between the posts, right? Which I'm gonna explain all that good stuff, so make sure you stay tuned. All right, great people, that was a little bit more laborsome than I expected it to be. I put down some PVC pipes. I cut them down and things like that. But anyway, I put down 20 this way, so I have 20 feet of growing space this way, and oh, excuse me, my bad, 16 feet of growing space this way and 20 feet this way. Now, I don't know if you might have picked up on it, but nonetheless, here we go. Every 3 feet, I put a gap, okay? And this gap space is for walkable space, so we're able to walk and service the garden accordingly. And then again, 3 feet, and then at the next opening, boom. That's what that's for. A nice open pathway. I may put some straw, some hay, something down there so the weeds won't grow. And accordingly, right, every 3 walk space. Now, as you are doing your garden, you may need every 2 feet. You may be able to do every 4 feet. I just know 3 feet works best for me because, again, I've done this in my raised bed garden, and stretching over 3 feet was plenty enough for my arm space. I didn't feel uncomfortable or like I was about to fall or anything like that. But it's definitely, keep that in mind as you are watering and things like that. Now, the fun thing about what I'm doing now is, as things are nice and clear and clean, I'm able to lay drip irrigation, okay? And so that's another reason why I went with this square foot method in this way, so that everything could be lined up accordingly and work functionally, okay? So even watering, even tending to the garden, fertilizing, the list goes on. So I'm managing what's in between things, and you know, all those different things is what went into the idea of square foot gardening, okay? And so it goes all the way down. Now, also, the goal was to go ahead and get this bad boy started because I did want to plant my marigolds, my beans, and things like that in the ground now, so that we can have some some protective crops, some protective flowers and things like that in the garden for as far as the marigolds, but in the beans, so that we can go ahead and get some nitrogen going in the soil, some growth going in the soil. I can watch how things grow, how things react and act into the ground, because I've never grown in the ground before. So obviously doing those different things like that will prepare me for the big things like the collards and the kales, which I'm excited about, the tomatoes and things like that. But nonetheless, growing little things like marigolds and beans will just allow for us to see what's going on, okay? So I won't do that in this video. It'll be in another video because honestly, I am hot. I did not expect, like I said, this to be all that it was, but nonetheless, I'm happy with the way it turned out. Now I know how much space I actually have. I know what I'm working with, and honestly, I know how to prepare. So I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows going down, 5 rows of 3, right? So that's 15. And then I know I can do up to 16 plots of those 15. So again, that's a lot of props. Now you all are seeing it in its worst phase right now, okay? I had to cut down a papaya tree because it was just growing infested fruits, and so I cut that down. That's what those are. Those are about to leave, but obviously the tarps and things like that are here just to cover the ground so that the weeds can die out and I can have a fresh area just like this to be able to grow in, okay? That is what you want to see, and that's what I have up under here, okay? So that's why that is there for those that are wondering. But nonetheless, like I said, I will be gardening and growing some marigolds around, as well as some beans, some rows of beans, just to get things popping, okay? So with that being said, great people, I thank you all. I appreciate you all for tuning in for this video. I pray that it was helpful for you, as well as encouraging to you, to let you know that you can go out and do it too. As you all know, these videos are here to make your lives better in your gardening endeavors, and so know that whatever you see, you can give it a try. If you have any suggestions, helps, tips, comments, ideas, definitely letting us know in the comment section below, because we are all learning and growing together, okay? It's a family. It's a garden family, okay? And so remember, you never have to garden alone, because you can always garden with me. All right, love y'all. Appreciate y'all.